Councillors, welcome to the monthly meeting of Redruth Town Council. The first item on the agenda is to confirm that members can communicate with others at the meeting and to receive apologies for absence. So if the town clerk could call out each member's name, and they need to confirm that they are able to both see and hear.
Thank you, Councillor Barnes.
Yes, I can hear you, thank you.
Councillor Mrs Biscoe has sent her apologies with other commitments. Councillor Biscoe.
You need to unmute, Henry.
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you, Councillor Bishop.
Yes.
Councillor Broad.
Yes.
Councillor Brown.
Yes.
Councillor Mrs Davidson.
Yes.
Councillor Mrs Ellenbrook.
Yes.
Councillor Garrick.
Yes.
Councillor Page. Not showing us yet. Councillor Reeve.
Yes.
Councillor Thomas.
Good evening, can see and hear you, thank you.
Councillor Tregunner. Is Councillor Tregunner not with us yet?
I think he is, but I think he's muted.
Good evening.
Thank you, John. That completes the check, Town Mayor, so you can carry on.
Okay, thank you. Can I just point out to the staff in the office that on the live stream you can see the staff's face and not the councillors that are in the meeting. So it needs to be changed.
We are trying.
It's not gone to the correct screen. We're just fixing. Bear with.
No problem. Do you want me to wait, or should we just carry on?
Carry on.
Okay. We've done all the apologies for absence.
Correct.
Okay. Item 2 is members to declare any disclosable pecuniary interests or non-registrable interests, including details thereof in respect of any items on this agenda. Councillor Davidson.
I would like to declare interest on item in part 2. As the chair of Redruth Revival, I shall leave the meeting at the end of part 1.
Okay, thank you. Has anybody else got?
Shouldn't have.
No, okay, that's great. Item 3 is to suspend standing orders to allow the public to speak. Could somebody move that, please?
Yep.
Councillor Biscoe, somebody second it, please.
Sorry to interrupt the meeting. We're having an issue. We will get it back up as fast as we can.
Okay. Sorry, it's seconded by Councillor Thomas. All those in favour?
Why is it not grabbing up? It's telling me it's using that camera. Well, that's the live one. We don't want that to be live.
Mute, Georgie. Mute your microphone.
Yeah, sorry, I've tried.
Okay. Everyone's in favour. So now this is to item 4 is to allow the public to put questions to the council. I believe
Councillor Tremaine, Mr. Tremaine wants to speak.
That was an old slip there.
It was an old slip, wasn't it?
Would you like to see me as well?
yes, by all means.
There we go. I know you missed seeing my beautiful face.
Ugly.
There we go. There we go. You can see me again. This is in to speak for the grant application that the Redruth Walking Festival has put into the town council. It's quite a quickly thought up application, so, and you know what my literacy is like, so there's probably a few errors here and there in it, and we were sat down in lockdown thinking, well, Redruth is missing out on all the festivals where our community get together, and it doesn't look like we're going to be having any for the immediate future anyway. What could Redruth do to get together to actually, you know, still function as a community and remain safe and socially distanced? And staring out of my bedroom window, because unfortunately I was locked in my bedroom for most of the time, I just noticed there are masses of people walking everywhere, but everybody's having to do it in family groups. And now that lockdown's lifted a bit, we could actually extend that and turn it into a walking festival where people could walk, communicate, stay socially distanced, or choose not to communicate. You've got enough space around Redruth for people to either go on guided walks, to go on walks provided on paper routes, to interact with people, not interact with people. You'll notice there's even something called a Gillet walk, which is speed dating while walking. It sort of comes from the Gillet fair, which would be a courting fair. A Gillet walk is sort of a modern adaptation. So that was our general idea. We put this idea to Feast, who liked it very much because they had a pot of money waiting for post-COVID sort of rebonding of society, communities. They have actually agreed this week to give us some funding. So the funding we've applied to them has now been agreed. And I sort of put this grant application into Redruth mainly because we'd really like to work with Redruth Council, probably more importantly than the financial element. Financially, it's not an expensive festival, but it will have costs. And we would like to have some costs, but more importantly, we would like to have the help and the support of the town council. So this was one way of getting you lot to understand and giving you the opportunity to ask questions and such like about the idea of the walking festival. Give us feedback on what you think of the walking festival, and and there's a grant application which would be very useful, but that's money's money. It's going to go ahead now that we got the Feast money. I've already had a chat with Peter, and Peter has offered to use the town council bank, so any monies will go into the town council, a ring-fenced account with the town council. The festival is aimed to be sort of self-sufficient over future years, so any excess or surplus money made during the festival will go back into the town council account, and with a bit of luck, that will go on to further years doing working festivals down the line, but if not, could then be used democratically by the town council. This way, it doesn't go and sit in an account where it could, be used for things the council wouldn't approve of. That's really that's all I've got to say. I'm open to any questions. You've all had the paperwork. Hopefully it explains some things.
Has anybody got any questions for Mr. Tremaine? Henry, you did have your hand up. Was that from earlier? Councillor Thomas. You need to unmute, Ian.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
Right, thank you. Hi, Will. Nice to see you back.
Yeah, cheers.
I think it's a splendid idea for a start, because anything that gets people walking is brilliant as far as I'm concerned. One of my soapbox issues over the years, and you may remember some of them, was about connecting our footways and cycleways with the town centre. Places like the Great Flat Load, for argument's sake, and the Portreath, Devon Mineral Tramway. And it just strikes me that if you're intent on doing this, and I will support it, is that it might be an ideal opportunity to create those connections through safe routes from those footways and cycleways that currently bypass the town. I think Redruth's got more bypasses than any other town I know. It just strikes me that it might be a golden opportunity to start creating those dotted lines between the traditional accepted bridleways, pathways, cycleways and the town centre, and therefore the town benefits, people benefit from healthy living, etc. So good luck to you, mate.
Well, certainly one of the routes we are looking at is getting an archaeology type route with a suitably qualified guide to go from the centre of Redruth up to Carnbray using the pathways, and then from Carnbray, of course, you're on the Great Flat Load. So that is one of the routes we have already planned.
Councillor Ellenbrook.
Thank you. Have you, and I'm sure this is a silly question because I'm sure you have, spoken with the people who are organising the cultural consortium? Because I think what you're planning to do fits very nicely with what the cultural consortium are looking at. That is the group of people that are working on the HAS scheme. So have you had those conversations?
Unfortunately, as you saw the other day, me and Hetty have been desperately rehearsing for our August Portreath tours, and they are very high on the agenda of the next people to talk to. We start the tours tomorrow, so hopefully by next week we'll stop panicking and we'll be able to start phoning some people about the walking festival.
Okay. Would you like me to? Sorry, Will. Would you like me to maybe mention it to Tamsin Daniel, who's the project manager of the project?
That would be wonderful. Thank you.
Are you happy for me to lift your application from the town council website and actually forward it to her and say this is something that's happening?
Yes, please. That would be brilliant. Thank you.
Very, very happy to do that. Thank you.
May I ask a question?
Of course.
I do hope you've asked. I do hope you've included Grandma Bartecki in your tour.
As in your yes, she will be in a tour. Well, she's already in one of our tours, Henry.
What about Grandpa Bartecki?
He isn't yet.
I haven't told you. I haven't told you about him yet, have I?
No. That's
No.
we'll have to do on another occasion.
I did tell you about him actually.
Yeah, no, that'd be good.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Cheers, mate.
No trouble.
Anybody else got any questions for Will? Okay, so obviously we'll discuss it when it comes to the item on the agenda later on. Please feel free to stay if you would like to do that.
I will do. I will mute and turn the camera off. Otherwise, you know what I'm like. I won't stop talking.
That's absolutely fine. Thank you.
Take care.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay, item 5 is to reinstate standing orders. Could somebody move that, please? Councillor Barnes, somebody second it. Councillor Davidson. Everybody in favour? Yeah, okay. Thank you. Item 6 is to deal with police issues. Police liaison group meeting was held on the 29th of July. There is a very brief report attached. Does anybody have any questions? Councillor Biscoe.
Did I put my hand up?
Yes, it's up.
Oh, right. Something about the stabbing in Redruth. It was widely reported on in West Britain.